Afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by and clicking on the video, being here, whether it's your first time and you're like, hey, who's this guy, what's he listening to, or you're like, this is the 100th time and you're like, I'm ready, done. Either way, hope you're sticking around and I appreciate you. Today we're going to listen to the Tragically Hip. We've only listened to Wheat Kings, rather, from the band. So we're going to listen to this track, New Orleans is Sinking, off of their debut album, Up to Here, which was released in 1989. This particular track had been suggested by Primitive Picks, Yukon Willie, Greg Simmons, Debbie Plato, James Paiva, Gary Ya, Rocket Dave, Stay Here, Don't Rock It Off Anywhere, Steve O'Brien, and Paul Scurf. I think that's how you pronounce your name. So thank you guys so much for the recommendation. Let's go ahead and listen to it. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we... Hold on, I gotta find it. Go.
All right. Boom blue on the street, loose and complete under skies so smoky blue-green. I can't foresee a Dixie did shake, so we danced the sidewalk clean. My memory is muddy, what's this river that I'm in? New Orleans is sinking, man, and I don't want to swim.
It's a good line.
And I'm told, what's wrong? What's going on? Can't tie yourself up for a deal. He said, I know this sound. Shut your big mouth. You gotta do what you feel is real. Ain't got no picture postcards, ain't got no souvenirs. My baby, she don't know me when I'm thinking about those years.
This guitar playing is fantastic. He's playing around now.
A light bulb hanging on a wire, sucking up to someone just to stoke the fire, picking out the highlights of the scenery. Saw a little cloud and looked a little like me.
He's really hitting those high notes.
I had my hands in the river, my feet back up on the banks. Looked up to the Lord above and said, hey man, thanks. Sometimes I feel so good I gotta scream. She said, Gordy baby, I know exactly what you mean. She said, I swear to God, she said,
He's letting you loose.
Wanna swim.
I have two words when it comes to the Tragically Hip with New Orleans is Sinking. I have two words. I'm going to find them for you. Here you go. I got it right here. Rob Baker on the guitar. Rob's guitar playing in here is what is making this track so good to me. His riff is kicking. Okay, his name is Rob Baker, and he was clearly in the kitchen cooking when it came to this riff. Obviously, I'm kind of butchering it there, but man, first of all, tone-wise, I like how the song as a whole, but I'm gonna really give it to Rob on this one. It has this bluesy tone, but at the same time, it has almost this country tone as well. And I think that it reaches that perfect line where it's just in between both, and you could see it going in each direction. But then the way that he's picking the guitar, I'd imagine, and the way that he's coming up with that riff and those notes, it just sounds so fluid, but at the same time so heavy, but at the same time so light. Like, it just hits a lot of different chords in there that I think sound really fantastic to listen to. The movements around as he plays with that riff throughout the song, he keeps that as the main bass line, not literally bass, but like bass line of the song. But then he goes off and kind of plays with it in different places at the break, at the chorus. But he always keeps it at that same constant. He always keeps it at that same tone and movement and everything, which I think is just very impressive. It's a great way of keeping continuity as he's playing, but also to give a little bit of a different feel also throughout this track. Then Gord Downie. Sensational vocals. I love how forward and passionate he sounds, but then there's those moments where he really lets loose with a yap and a yell and a not like that, but like where he really puts it down into his vocal performance, which I really liked. I think that, obviously, Gord Sinclair on the bass and Johnny Faye on the drums, obviously they're good too. But I gotta say that I'm most impressed by Downie and Baker singing and guitar wise, because I think that they were just awesome with what they were doing there. Let's go ahead and pull up the lyrics here really quick. Bourbon blues on the street, loose and complete. Under skies all smoky, blue-green, I can't forsake a Dixie dead shake, so we dance the sidewalk clean, dancing in the streets in New Orleans. My memory is muddy, what's this river that I'm in? New Orleans is sinking, man, I don't know, or I don't want to swim. I like the line, my memory is muddy, because of course, yes, literally my memory is muddy, but also because apparently New Orleans is sinking. It's probably a little bit muddy now. Colonel Tom, what's wrong? What's going on? You can't tie yourself up for a deal, he said. Hey, North, you're South. Shut your big mouth. You gotta do what you feel is real. Ain't got no pictures, postcards, ain't got no souvenirs. My baby, she don't know me when I'm thinking about those years. Pale as a light bulb hanging on a wire, sucking up to someone just to stoke the fire. Picking out the highlights of the scenery, saw a little cloud that looked a little like me. I had my hands in the river, my feet back up on the banks, looked up to the Lord above and said, hey man, thanks. So, I don't think that this is necessarily literally about New Orleans sinking or being flooded. I'm just thinking that he's perhaps, like, he's in a situation that started off good, but now it's not very good. I was going to say that this is possibly about their music and maybe the record label being involved in their music, but this is their debut album, so maybe not quite. But we'll look at this a little bit more in a little bit. Sometimes I feel so good, I gotta scream. She said, Gordy, baby, I know exactly what you mean. She said, I swear to God, she said, oh no, yeah. My memory is muddy. What's this river I'm in? New Orleans is sinking, man, and I don't want to swim. So, I mean, that's like what I kind of think, like, finding yourself in a new situation that seems good, but then maybe not so much afterwards. I guess I could have kept the Wikipedia page open here. Looking here, it says it reached number 1 on the RPM Canadian Content Chart. It was the band's first song to chart in the US, and when performed upon stage, the middle section of the song was typically given over to an extended jam in which Gord Downie would perform a story or another song. That's kind of interesting to bring in something completely different in the middle break there. The most famous such version, commonly referred to as Killer Whale Tank, featured Downie improvising an extended story about working as a cleaner in the killer whale tank at an aquarium. Okay. This tradition has been used by the hip as a workshop to test out and develop new songs which have not yet been recorded. I guess that's kind of an interesting way to do that, to bring in something completely new in the middle of your song and just go from there. Use that as your workshop, as your practice area, your recording studio, to see what kind of works out, to jam and see what pops out of there. Let me know what you guys thought of the track in the comments below. You can follow me in a bunch of places. Like the video if you want. Thank you. Subscribe if you want. Thank you. Come back tomorrow. You never know what we're doing. Support what I do on Patreon for $2 a month. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. I don't know why I said it like that. Bye, guys.